And on the couch at home before I split up with her dad, going, the relationship wasn't going to work. I just knew it, and there was no point staying in it for any of us. And it really came to me that for my spiritual path, no one and nothing would stop me. No partner, no...
Involvement in Heartfulness evolved. You know, we have a guru, we have a guide. And at that time, the guide was a man called Charaji. We called him Master. When did you first become interested in seeing him and meeting him?
So, Guy, I started to take my first sittings in 2004 in March, and I was doing also shamanic. I was been training as a shamanic counsellor and practitioner at the time. And I can remember on one of my journeys, and Babaji came to me. You know, so he came very directly to me, and we had like a meeting.
Is that in a meditation?
This was in a shamanic, kind of like a shamanic journey as such. Yeah. And I still didn't really know who Babaji was at the time, but it was, we found you, was literally the message. You know, we have found you, you know, over the eras, we have found you, you know, so kind of take this seriously. So the shamanic stuff fell away. I got my certs and that, but I didn't really continue with it because, again, everything that wasn't resonating was falling away as I was practicing. And then Charaji, 2007 was the first time I went back to India after being there in 1996, 97, when I was more in the party mode. And I went to Tirupur to see Charaji, and we had a beautiful big seminar where he gave this little, you know, glass with his head.
I think this was his 80th birthday.
It was his 80th birthday, was it? And he was speaking on the stage, but I didn't really feel his connection as yet. It was, but I was so happy to be there, and I just loved it. Maya and her dad at the time were in Thailand, and I scooted across to India. She was only 1.5 at the time. So it wasn't till later on her dad and I separated, and I started to go to Denmark with Maya, and on my own quite a lot. And that period of time, Charaji used to come. And
Denmark was where the European ashram was.
Yeah, the Vrad Sande ashram. And it was through meeting him in Vrad's a few times in his cottage that I think that more personal connection. Now I know it's all about the divine inner connection with our spiritual, you know, teacher, our master, our guru. But at that time, the personal connection definitely came in Vrad's. Really came in Vrad's. And I even remember one of the times flying over to Ireland. Now I was self-employed, a single mum at the time. Flying back over to Ireland, knowing I had to get Maya to bring her back to meet Charaji. So I flew from Vrad's, whatever the airport was, and then where the Legoland is, what was that airport? Billund, was it? Flew back over, got her, you know, and then made arrangements and brought her back. And I told Charaji, I went to Ireland to get Maya. I literally did, for her to meet him, really. And that seminar, it was like she was the only child there. He never stopped, you know, just giving her attention. And with that, he was giving me attention, of course. And I don't, you know, it's not just, that's not kind of egotistical. I'm just saying the effort I made, and it was a genuine effort. I'm going back to Ireland and I'm getting Maya to meet Charaji.
And how was Maya with it?
She was probably only 3, so
okay.
She was still only small. So she was fine, you know, she was fine. She was out playing. But he I think he saw you know, I made, not that anyone else doesn't make efforts, but I made such efforts to see him. I really, you know, I did. I made it work. So that was where the connection really, I think, formed. And then, of course, going back over and in Chennai and being invited in to go to Trichy.
But I mean, I think even the fact that you were making that effort and you really felt that that's what you wanted to do.
Yes.
That sort of shows that the connection was already there, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. Because the connection was there, and I wanted her now to connect with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the inner connection was there for sure. And the trust of him as a spiritual teacher, as my guru. And I can remember lying on the couch at home before I split up with her dad, going, the relationship wasn't going to work. I just knew it, and there was no point staying in it for any of us. And it really came to me that for my spiritual path, no one and nothing would stop me. No partner, no person, no one would stop me. And if this was to deter me from my spiritual path, I have to stop this.
And it was going in that direction, wasn't
Anyway, and I was very sure to say, no, not this. And now I'm at the point whereby it's just like, anything that is not simple enough and the straight path within this method and mission, and for me, is just not, is not entertained. Whereas I've this personality where, I live in the moment, and I have in this, there's a particular set of methodology to find out what type of character one has and value systems, etc. But one of them is spontaneity for me, and it's very high up on the top. And that's wonderful, it's my strength, but the weakness is I can get distracted, of course, because I'm living in the moment, so anything is in any moment. So I've that flexibility is huge. I'm not a rigid person in any type of way, so that flexibility is huge, but then there can be little distractions. But now I'm very sure that there's, I have nearly half my life lived now.
That's so optimistic.
So therefore the next half can only be this one path. There is nothing else. So now how do I serve the mission? How do I serve it the best I can? And not for a reward or an outcome, but just how can I serve the best, so that on my, the last breath, I know that I've done my best for my reason to be here on planet Earth, and that I haven't wasted a single ounce. Because back in the day I could have had, and I'm sure I will, but that I really am consciously living my life through this mission and through heartfulness.